What's up, everybody? I'm on to what is this like part five of 3,000 things about me. The reason why I did not upload yesterday was because I wanted to take a break. I was traveling a lot, so I went to Grand Forks to hang out with a friend, my awesome friend Carrie. Love you. And I just got to Minneapolis today. I've been here since about 5. I'm gonna be staying here till about Friday or so, possibly Saturday morning. I don't know. See how I feel. But needless to say, I still want to do my stuff with you guys. So don't think I forgot about y'all. I just wanted to take one day off. You couldn't just handle just one day off. But I'm back again. We're starting at number 61. Let's get it. Number 61. How have you changed over the last 5 years? So from 2015 till now, how have I changed? I would say overall, I'd say with every year that I've gotten to know, so I've gotten more wiser, more life experience in terms of that's everything from life, relationships, and transitioning to that where I'm 27 now. It's crazy. Like 2015 just seemed like just yesterday. I was still in college and pretty much starting out at Mayville at the time. Like I said, yeah, 5 years just blows right past you. But I would easily say how I've changed over the past 5 years. I've gotten more wiser, gotten to understand life a little bit more better. Try not to repeat your same mistakes, and also I would also say I've been getting a lot more open and a lot more positive in terms of positivity. I would say open and confident. I've been a lot more confident within these past 5 years because before, especially way back, I no confidence at all. But now I'm a lot more upbeat and charismatic and everything. So number 62, have you ever painted a house? No, but I've helped paint the interior of a house before. At my old house in Brooklyn Park and Kentucky Circle on that block, I was moving from upstairs to downstairs because I wanted my own space because me and my sister shared a room for so long. So I moved all my clothes and everything to the basement in that spare room down there. And my sister had her room, and the room upstairs was very boy like. I had the border was Power Rangers, and it was just very plain Jane, whatever. So Tori wanted to paint the room pink with flowers around the borders instead of the Power Rangers. So we're like, okay, you're entitled to that. So I helped paint that room. I helped paint that room pink. So I believe that is the only thing I really had to legitimately paint was the interior of my sister's room and changing it to pink. 63. Have you ever had a surprise party that was an actual surprise? It wasn't a party, but I have been legitimately surprised for a birthday. When I was turning 19, yeah, it's not necessarily a party, but in my sense, this is probably the biggest surprise I've ever got. My 19th birthday, I'm at Lake Region. My birthday is January 21st. I had a basketball game that day. An early one, like around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is very early to me for a college basketball game. And I'm warming up. Everybody knows it's my birthday or whatever. I'm warming up and I'm doing my thing. All of a sudden, who do I see walk in the gym? My family. My mom, my dad, my sister is there. Didn't call me, didn't nothing. They didn't say anything to me. And what made me marvel at that was They drove 7 hours because Minneapolis to Devil's Lake is not a quick trip. That's 7 hours. And I'm thinking they drove 7 hours just to see me play and just to see me for my birthday, and they did. And after the game, we ended up we went to the Ranch Steakhouse, got me dinner, chilled with me back at the college for a little bit, and chilled with them, and they said their goodbyes. That was the most surprised I've ever been, because I didn't believe that they made that 7-hour car ride, and then they got to make the 7-hour turnaround. So 14 hours on the road just to see me. And I'm like, that's much love right there. Much love, and I was actually really surprised. 64, what makes you feel miserable? Saying no to people. Saying no to people, and especially saying no to people that you want to help. For example, a homeless person or someone who has been less than fortunate at life than you. Like, you're legitimately see that they're trying to make something of themselves or get a start on something, whatever. But there have been times where I've had to say no because, one, I either didn't know them that well, or I'm struggling myself, so I really can't afford to just hand out Willy Wonka tickets of money. Like, here you go, man. You want $100? Here you go, dude. You need 40? I got you. I couldn't do it. So it made me feel miserable that I really couldn't help. That's probably, like I said, saying no to somebody, especially when they absolutely need it, but just not from me, you know. Number 65, what's the best costume you've ever worn? Best? Costume. I got two. One, I had a really cool Grim Reaper costume. I had a mask, and I loved that mask. It was a mask. It had a red brim, and it was black, and you could see out, but they can't see in. And I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. And I went as the Grim Reaper. I had a scythe, of the black cloak, and then I had that one way you can't see in, but I can see out mask. And I thought that was really cool. Hard to breathe in that thing, especially being an asthmatic. It's just like, it's like, Jesus, I look cool, but at what cost? And the second one would be, shout outs to my mom for this one. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be Mario so bad. And this is back when there were no Mario costumes that were out. So my mom, from scratch, made a Mario costume for me. So she found white gloves, a red hat. It did not have the M on it. It had a gold star on it. I'm like, okay, close enough. The big ears, a mustache, some blue overalls, a red shirt, and some brown shoes. I felt like I was Mario, dude. And so I was so happy that my mom actually went through all that just to make me happy for one night on Halloween. So that was awesome, and I felt so cool. I felt like I was Mario that day. But I think that might have been like first grade, something like that. So shout outs to Mom for making that awesome costume. Never forgot it. Number 66, what's been the hardest loss you've had to take? One of my best friends, named Eden. To anybody who's watching this, whoever knew Eden, he was the diametric copy of me. Like, we liked a lot of the same things. He was a splitting image of me in terms of what we liked, what we could talk about. He was one of the smartest people I knew. He was a straight A student, didn't bother anybody. He was an amazing person in the community, smart, played some sports. push people to be better people themselves. Me and him could talk about any topic. We could talk about anything: video games, sports, politics, what's been going on with you, you know. And unfortunately, it's 2020. In 2017, about 3 years ago, he passed away due to mysterious circumstances. I'll just leave it at that. The whole situation is shady in itself, and it's just like it just hits me hard. The fact that he really didn't get to live his life the way he was meant to, because it was cut short just like that, and it didn't take any time. And I remember getting the news. I had to eulogize at his funeral, being one of his closest friends, and giving him kudos. He was one of the main reasons why I decided to start teaching and stuff like that. I used to read to him all the time. He was from the Congo. When he got here, he didn't know how to speak English or anything, so he got held back. But from that point on, when he learned English, like, that kid just caught on to stuff like so quick, and to the point where like he's easily taken over. The same kid that didn't know a lick of English now can speak in fluent, articulate, well thought out, perfected sentences. And I'm like, wow. And I've been one of the positive influences on his life, and the fact that he got his life taken away that fast, without ever seeing what he could really become of himself, is a crime in itself. And I salute, rest in heaven, to one of my best friends, Eden. 67. Do you like sunny days or rainy days more? I'm more of a sunny day guy. You know, when you just look outside and it's a sunny day and you see people outside communicating and going for a run, going for a walk, playing sports, family spending time with their kids, you know, it's just a lot. It's really positive, and I just like being a part of stuff like that. Rainy days are good on some days, but I would say overall it's got to be the sunny days. Sunny days rock. 68. What does your typical Friday night look like? I would say a lot of food, video games, maybe some form of working out, and possibly, depending on what's going on a Friday night, contact some friends. Hey, what you doing? Want to get into something? Want to go see a movie? You want to go hang out somewhere? You know, just to spice it up. But overall, that's pretty much what I'd be doing on a typical Friday night. 69. Who is your favorite movie director, and what's your favorite movie from them? See, that's too hard because I got several favorite directors, so you're going to have to bear with me here. Joss Whedon and the Russell brothers, they are in charge of the Avengers movies. More specifically, my favorite movie from them is Avengers Endgame. One of the greatest conclusions to a plethora of movies I've ever seen. Got to give it up to Quentin Tarantino. My favorite movie from him is Kill Bill Volume 1. I'm a big fan of revenge flicks. Robert Rodriguez, I'd say, would fall in that category. And my favorite Robert Rodriguez movie would be Planet Terror. It's a very gruesome, zombie-like movie. One of the only movies I can't eat while I'm watching it, because it's like, oh, what? It's that graphic and that disgusting. So one of the very few movies I can't watch while I'm eating something. No. Especially a lot of food. It's like, oh, what? And then the last, I would say Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele, he's known as a comedian on like Mad TV and has his, Key and Peele show. But his movie creative ideas are just genius work. I've seen Get Out. loved it. I've seen Us, loved it. He has 2 projects coming up. I'm really excited to see. He's redoing Candyman. I'm like, ooh, what? And I found out it's him. I'm like, of course I'm gonna go see that. And then he has another one that's a lot like Get Out and Us, but I believe it has something to do with slavery being oblivious in the current time. It's different. I forgot what the name of it is. I've seen the trailer only once, and whatever it was, I'm on board. I'm gonna go see it, support him. One of my favorite directors ever. Number 70. What is the furthest you've ever got a paper airplane to fly? To be honest, I'm not a really good paper airplane person, especially making them. No, throwing them, I'm okay. I'd say probably the most, maybe 8 feet, maybe on a lucky throw. 71. Do you like the person you're becoming? Of course. Like I said before, after every year that I've lived, I can legitimately say I've learned something new just every year that I can take forward with me as life goes on. And it's a great feeling for me. You just get wiser, you get smarter, you for the most part learn not to repeat your past mistakes, and you learn from the mistakes that you got. It's a part of life. You're not going to be perfect, but overall, I'm a good dude. Still, never smoked, never drank. I ain't got any illegitimate kids out here. I'm not out here living scandalous out here, I'm just being Chris Jones, just being me, and keeping it pushing forward. 72. What's the highest you've ever jumped into the water from? I'm not a diving board guy. I'm more of a guy where, like, I will slowly but gradually just submerge myself in water. So I would say, other than, like, going off a water slide, because I love water slides, but, like, actually going off a diving board or highest you've ever jumped into the water from, I don't have many of those moments. So I'd say probably the highest I've ever jumped off was maybe 6 or 7 feet, maybe. And I'm really reaching here because I don't go off diving boards. I don't do it. I literally just slide in like a seal. It's like, well, all right. 73. What inspires your ideas? I would say past experiences, things I see on YouTube, things I see at work, past books and things I've read, my past, present, what I want to be in the future. I have so many ideas in my head that just keep going off. And sometimes I'll think of something like, oh my God, that sounds so amazing. And then I'll have a brain fart and forget it for another 2 weeks, and then it'll come back up, and I'm like, oh yeah. And sometimes, so I don't forget things, I do keep them in my notes, like in my phone. Like if I want to put something on my YouTube channel, oh, I have this idea, so I'll, like, before I forget it, let me just write this down or put it in my notes so I don't forget it, and I'm not scrambling for ideas. Number 74, have you ever assembled furniture by yourself? Yes. One time I put together a chair. And this is a big deal for me because I do not have a mechanical mind. Yes, people are like, oh, well, Chris, the directions are right on the workbook or the worksheet or the sheet in the box that it came from. I'm like, look, I'm not that type of person, I try my best, but I'm not the best at putting things together step by step. And one time, actually one of my first teaching jobs, I had to put together a chair because we were, like, running low on janitors that day, and I had nothing to do. So I literally put together a chair from scratch. One of those, like, adjustable chairs where you can, like, adjust the height, and, like, it's almost like hydraulics. I actually put one of those together. I'm like, yes. So I felt very accomplished. And the last question of the night, 75. Have you ever bolstered your resume to get a job you really wanted? No. Every time I have applied for a job, I have felt so good that I don't have to lie. I don't have to sugarcoat. I ain't got to make believe I'm something that I'm not. Everything that I put on my resume is legit. Everything that I've done on my resume, from accolades to where I've worked, the people will say, especially if you do a call back on the jobs, they'll give you certification like, you know, Chris does this, he does that well, he does this, blah, blah, blah. But I've never had to bolster a resume just to get someone to hire me. No. Or relying on a background check, whatever the case is. I've never had to lie on a resume to get where I wanted in life. I got all that stuff because of the work I put in, the hard work that I put in, and sometimes people holding a door open for me. Sure, it's awesome that they got me into the position, but it's my job to keep that door open. And I can't keep that door open if I can't perform and have on my resume the things that I can do, you know? So, no, I've never bolstered my resume. But on that note, you guys, that's all the questions for today. We're at question 76 for next time, whenever I decide to do it. Maybe tomorrow, could be another day. I could be taking another day off, who knows. But love y'all. Have a good night. I'm going to enjoy my time at home. So that's what I said. I'm doing all this on my own time. I love talking. I love articulating my information to you guys, my past, present, future, that type of stuff. I love doing it. So I look forward to doing it again. Like I said, whenever I feel like it, you know. I'm enjoying my time in Minneapolis with my loving parents. Their anniversary's in a couple of days, so I want to, you know, take a chance to really see them and talk to them and hang out and have a fun time. So thank you guys for understanding. Love y'all. See you next time. Peace.